Good afternoon, all. In today's session, we are going to deal a few more problems on energy and power signals. In the previous session, I think some one or two problems we have already seen, and the basics, what is how we go for energy calculation, how we go for power calculation, the equations we have seen. You can see it on the screen. I have shared it. The red pen, through the red pen, what I have marked the boxes, those things, they represent the equations. Just a second, I have a yes, with these basic equations which you can see it on the screen. Let us start a few of the problems. I'm not audible to any all. Okay, as a note, you can see, before going for the problems, whenever a signal is periodic, we need to calculate the power of the signal. When the signal given is non-periodic, directly calculate the energy. This much you should keep it in your mind. We have already solved two problems, that find the energy of the rectangular pulse, and one more, discrete signal is given to you. The time range is between -1 to 1. For this signal with the amplitude 1, we need to find the energy. Why the question is directly to find the energy? Because very first observation, the signal is limited. It is not infinite in both the cases. You can see it on the screen. Question number 1, it is also a limited pulse, and question number 2, you can see it, even this is having certain limited range. And second thing, they are not periodic. Okay, they are not repeating at any infinite range. So because of that, no power calculation, directly we should go for energy calculations. Let us take the problem. Determine whether the following signals are energy or power signals. So one by one we will just check out. Given question, x of n is equal to half raised to n u of n. I think we have done this problem. Let us recall this also. If I try to draw this signal, half raised to n into u of n looks like this. Okay, starts from 0, extends up to infinity. And half raised to n, if you try to draw, put n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, n equals to -1, -2, -3. Both the time ranges. Take 0, all positive times, all negative times. If you just substitute n, half raised to 0, half raised to 1, like that, the signal looks like this. It decreases exponentially. And on the left hand side, it increases exponentially like this. Now, if you multiply these two signals, here it is 0, 0 multiplied by this part, we don't get anything here. Only on the right hand side, if you multiply all 1, 1, 1, 1 ones into this signal, it looks like this. The signal is exponentially decreasing. Okay, don't draw this. I'm just giving you a curve because it is discrete time signal. I should not draw this line, which is marked by yellow line. I should not draw this, but I'm just showing you the shape. It is exponentially decreasing signal. So if you see, no doubt it is one infinite signal which starts from 0 and it extends up to infinity. But however, if you observe the amplitudes, they are not repeating any time. Amplitudes are totally different at all the times. So it is not a periodic signal. So it is not periodic means we should directly go for energy. Just write the comment that the signal is not periodic. Hence, even though it is infinite, it is not periodic signal. So you have to calculate the energy directly. So energy equation, we know that it is summation signal amplitude, the magnitude you have to take, square, and summation general range is minus to plus infinity. So substitute this half raised to n because the signal is half raised to n into u of n. U of n amplitude is no doubt 1, 1, 1, 1 for all. But what is the range of u? It is from 0 till infinity. That's why summation range for the formula, if you observe, it has changed. It is not minus infinity, it is 0 to infinity. And then half raised to n. Half raised to n I have written, it is a square. So square. So what I can do here, logarithmics and indices, you have studied this. I can swap this. I can exchange these two, 2 and n. I have done that. Powers, I can exchange the power. It is just like a raised to m raised to n. This can be either written like this, a raised to n m, you can exchange the powers, or ultimately it is a raised to m into n. So likewise I have done that. So if I club this, 1 by 2 square, 1 by 2 square is 4. So inside part will become 1 by 4 raised to n. Now I have a formula. This is very important formula. This you will be using throughout in your many calculations in many modules. When you are studying when you will be studying Fourier transforms, when you will be studying Z transforms, this is a very basic and important equation, important formula to remember. So please make sure that you remember this. If you have a summation from 0 to infinity range, and some alpha raised to n, this kind of structure, if this kind of signal exists, alpha raised to n, alpha is any value, it is given by 1 by 1 minus alpha. This is the formula. But provided there is certain condition, alpha should be less than 1. Means what? Some fractional number it should be. So if you try to compare this with our signal, it is a summation 0 to infinity 1 by 4 raised to n. What is alpha? Alpha in our case it is 1 by 4 and the condition is met. Alpha is less than 1, it is not 1. It is 1 by 4, 0.25, right? So it is a fractional number. So we can apply this formula. According to the formula, we should get it as 1 by 1 minus alpha. Alpha is 1 by 4. Apply the formula. Instead of alpha, take 1 by 4. So if you solve this, 1 divided by, take the LCM of the denominator, it will be 4 divided by 4. 4 ones are 4, 4 minus 1. So numerator is 4 minus 1. So if you just solve it, this denominator of the denominator comes to the numerator, it will become 4 divided by 4 minus 1 is 3. So 4 by 3 joules. Energy is 4 by 3 joules. I'm talking about the energy and power of a signal, not the complete circuit or any part of the system. Then next question. This is x of t given cos square of omega naught t. So now we have to first decide whether it is energy or power, and accordingly we should calculate whatever is applicable. So observe that cos angle, cos of theta or cos of omega t, it is obviously one infinite signal, right? How the cos looks like? It is a symmetric signal about the vertical axis. So it extends from minus infinity to plus infinity. So this is cos. If cos is infinite, cos square, the square of this signal will also be infinite. So what is the observation? Here, as time's range is not specified, I will consider both negative and positive sides and both minus to plus infinity. So assuming that I'm taking it an infinite signal, the signal cosine signal is periodic. Okay, it is periodic signal because if you take one cycle, let me just mark it by this line, green color. If I take the starting point till this, the signal is there. After that, the signal repeats. After that, the signal repeats. See here. Okay. So one time period is this much. So cos square of omega t. This is your time period. So it is a periodic signal and it is infinite. Both conditions are met. Hence, we need to say that it is a power signal. Okay. We have to calculate the power directly. We don't go for energy calculations. So going with that, make use of the formula P is equal to 1 divided by T. We have to take the average because we can't do it for infinite. Take only one cycle and average it. 1 by T summation, either you take minus T by 2 to T by 2 or 0 to T, one time period. If I take a signal something like this one instant, one cycle indicates T. So the range is between 0 to T. Either you take 0 to T or minus T by 2 to plus T by 2. It will not make much difference. So x square of T, that is magnitude of the signal square into dt. T is the fundamental period. It is missing here. You complete it. It is period. Now, here it is given as omega naught. So instead of omega, we should consider omega naught, and instead of t we should take t naught. If t is the time period, omega is your angular frequency, right? Omega t. So omega is equal to 2 pi divided by t. But according to the given question, it is omega naught. So omega naught will be equal to 2 pi divided by, I will take it as t naught because omega naught is given. Take the formula. In the formula, let us substitute the signal x of t. What is x of t? It is cos square of omega t. So take that cos square of omega naught t square, whole square, cos squares square. Okay, it is not simply only cos. Given signal is square, its square we need to take. So the power will be c, 2 and 2. So how to solve this? You directly go for this. You can see it on the screen. I have used the trigonometric equation cos square theta equals to 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. So according to that, this is cos square of omega naught t will be 1 plus cos 2 theta, 2 omega naught t whole divided by 2. I have split this. I have split this denominator to both the terms. Then directly instead of taking this, first let me solve this. Let me solve this bracket and then I will go for formula. Okay. So cos square is this much. It is just like a plus b whole square. So a square plus b square, sorry, a square plus b square plus 2ab. I have done that. A square half square plus b square, this cos square by 4 plus 2ab. I have just used the algebraic equation a plus b whole square formula. Then simplifying this, I will get this as 1 by 4. This will be 1 by 4 cos square. Mark this, it is 2 omega. Okay, it is not simply omega, it is 2 omega. And here 2 gets cancelled. You will get cos 2 omega. Sorry, this should be omega naught. Okay, omega naught t divided by 2. Okay, then this I have kept it as it is. Next, this term I have taken it here. Again, you have a cos square term. One time already cos square formula we have used here. And then I have used a plus b whole square identity. Now, one more cos square term we got. So, again I will go for cos square theta formula. 1 plus cos 2 theta by 2. So, I have done that. See, 1 by 4 I have kept it as it is. Instead of cos square, again, 1 plus cos 2 theta divided by 2. 2 I have split the denominator. This time, theta is 2 omega naught. So, 2 times 2 omega naught is 4 omega naught. Because if theta you have here, it is 2 theta. If theta is your 2 theta, it will become 4 theta in the final formula here, right? So accordingly, you will get 4 omega naught into t. So again, you expanded first two terms same, then 1 by 4 into 1 by 2 will be 1 by 8, then 1 by 4 into 1 by 2, 1 by 8 cos 4 omega naught. So now take all these constant terms at one side, or you can take the LCM directly. I have taken the LCM. LCM will be 8. See, denominator LCM is 8. 4 2s are, 2 4s are, 8 1s are, 8 1s are. So 2 plus 4 plus 1 plus 1. 2, 4, 1 and 1. One more 1 here. So simplify this. Take 1 by 8 outside. 2 plus 1 constant will be 3. 3 plus, this is the second term, 4 cos 2 omega naught t, and the third term cos 4 omega naught t. So I have simplified this complete, cos square of square. This comes to be this much. Finally, now I will use the formula. Formula is P 1 by T naught integration of this. Okay. So if I solve this, apply this integration to 3 terms. One term, second term and third term. Apply this. I have split this integration also to 3 terms. So integration of simply dt is t. So 3 into t first term. This 1 by 8 t naught, I have taken it outside. It is a constant. Every time it is kept same. Then second term, cos of 2 omega naught t, integration of cos is sine. So sine of 2 omega naught t divided by, here you have 2, so it is 2, and apply the limits. Here also cos of 4 is there, so it will be sine 4 divided by 4, because of this 4 term. 4, it should be divided by 4, because if you have cos of n theta, its integration will be sine of n theta divided by n. So this number n should be divided. So number 4 I have divided, number 2 I have divided. Now applying the limits, observe that here in the first term 3 as it is, apply the upper limit t naught by 2 minus of minus t naught by 2, minus into minus, plus if you apply for here upper limit t naught by 2, you can see it at the side I have solved it. If you apply t naught, it will become sine of 2 omega naught. Instead of t, substitute t naught by 2. So 2 gets cancelled. This is your upper limit, minus lower limit is minus t naught. So minus t naught. So what is sine of 2? 2 gets cancelled. Sine of omega is 2 pi t naught. 2 pi by t naught. Apply that. T naught cancels, you will get sine of 2 pi. Here also apply omega. Omega is equal to 2 pi by t naught. So sine of 2 pi, t naught cancels, sine of 2 pi, sine of 2 pi, sine of pi terms are 0. Okay. Hence, if you go for calculation, this complete second term and complete even third term also, both will become 0. That's why directly I have substituted. The calculation explanation I have given it here. So both will be 0. Only first term integration is important here. Only this one. This first term integration is important. So simplify this. 1 by 8 t naught same. Then 3 into half plus half will become 1. So it is t naught. 3 into t naught. T naught again cancels. You will be left with 3 divided by 8. So 3 by 8 joules. This is the power of the given signal. I hope you understood this. Calculations are more important. Take the next problem. X of n is equal to u of n. Now, you know that u of n signal, it starts from 0 and it extends up to infinity. No doubt you don't have a negative side. You don't have a negative side. However, it is an infinite signal. So, provided one condition is met, that is, it is infinite, but not from negative side, but from 0. So, it is an infinite signal. It is an infinite signal, and if you just observe the amplitudes 1 1 1 1 like that, all the amplitudes are 1 1, so it is repeating. The signal is repeating and the signal is infinite, but condition is there, it is from 0. So let us try to calculate the power, because we can say that it is a periodic signal. Repetition is also there, it is infinite also. So it is a power signal. Go for the power calculation. We have this formula for power. See, we have two formulas for power. I can just show you on the screen. Okay, see, either this one or this one. We are using this because of the time range. Time range is from 0 to infinity. If it was generally minus to plus, we could have gone for this. So for special case, we will go for this formula. Limit 1 by 2n plus 1 summation minus n to plus n signal magnitude square. This is the formula. So let me just go for the formula. This is the formula. I have written it. And according to the how we define unit step signal, it is the amplitude 1 for n greater than 0 and amplitude 0 for less than. So left side no signal, only on the right side. So apply the formula. P equals to limit 1 by 2 n plus 1 as it is, and according to this, signal is amplitude 1, so amplitude 1 square, u of n starts from 1, 0, sorry, and I will keep it n itself, the maximum limit. In the formula, only I am changing the lower limit, that is, it starts from 0 and extends up to n. No doubt it is an infinite signal, but according to the formula, for a power, lower limit I am taking it 0, upper limit I am keeping it as it is in the formula, n, 0 to n. So now observe it here, limit I have kept it same, this also I have kept it same, this value I have substituted it as n plus 1. How we got this? See, if I have 1, 1, 1, 3 values, say 1, 1, 1, I will keep it n is equal to 0 and n is equal to 0, 1, 2. Okay. Between 0 to 2, how many samples we got? Totally 1, 2, 3. 3 samples. If I take one more, say n is equal to 4. So totally how many samples? Sorry, n is equal to 3. 0 to 3, 4 samples. If I take one more like that, say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So between 0 to 4, how many samples I got? 5 samples, the maximum number plus 1. So likewise, if I take the range between 0 to n, how many samples I will get? The samples will be the maximum limit plus 1, n plus 1, and all values are 1, 1, 1. So n plus 1 times 1. That's why I have replaced this summation by n plus 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 like that, n plus 1 times. Now, further, I should go for, as I think you have studied it in calculus, L'Hospital's rule. For that, you have to take both the differentiation of numerator and denominator separately. Let's see whether it is applicable or not. What I will do here, before, if just observe it, if I apply the limit, what will happen? 1 by 2 into infinity. 1 by infinity is 0. So answer you will get 0. And here n plus 1, infinity, 0 into infinity, some indeterminate I will get. So instead of, just to remove that, for application of limit, I will simplify this numerator and denominator. How can I simplify? Take n common in the numerator, take n common in the denominator. I have taken n common in the numerator. What I will get? 1 plus n is common. 1 plus, here you don't have n, divided by n. Check, check back whether you will get it back. N into 1 is n. N into 1 by n is 1. You will get it back. Okay. So this is numerator. Now denominator, if you take n common, you will get 2. You will remain with 2 plus. Here you don't have n, so divided by n. So now you check whether you will get it back. 2n. Multiply this 2, you will get 2n. Multiply these two, n by n, you will get 1. Yes, you will get it back. So if you take that, n gets cancelled, you will be left with 1 by 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1 by n, 2 plus 1 by n. Now check the application of the limit. Apply the limit. 1 plus numerator is 1 by infinity. This is your, how much? 1 plus 1 by infinity is 0, which is equal to 1. Numerator, you will get 1. Check the denominator. It is 2 plus 1 by infinity, which is equal to 2 plus 1 by infinity is 0, which is equal to 2. So denominator, you will get 2. 1 by 2, half. You will get the power as half. Power unities, either you can put it as watts, or in terms of energy, if you want, energy by time is power. Because of that, it will become joules per second. Okay. I hope you understood this calculation. The only important thing here is range, upper range, we have kept it same. Lower range, I have taken it 0 because u of n starts from 0. and no doubt it is an infinite signal, but upper limit in the formula we have kept it same. Then formula is used, second formula we are using for the power calculation. And one more important thing, summation of this 1 square 0 to n, 0 to n means totally how many samples? We will get n plus 1 samples. So after that, before application of the limit, I have taken n in the numerator and denominator common. After that, applying the limit, we will get half. Any doubt in this problem, you can ask me. Similarly, if you check the fourth problem, it is n into u of n. Uh, just by looking at the question, I may not know what is n, what value of n it should be. So what I will do, I will calculate both n and p. Let's see what kind, because I cannot decide here whether it is periodic or not. It is generally n, and even limit is not given to you. Only u of n is periodic. N into u of n, I don't know. So let's try calculating both. Energy equation, summation of x of n square. So what is x of n? It is n into u of n, and as u of n starts from 0, lower limit will become 0 instead of minus infinity, and x of n is n square. So n square, n square, n square, n square infinite times. It is